It's the 27th of June, and I'm on my way to my first day of paragliding. I had always been curious about taking the course, and in January of 2022 I had some spare money burning a hole in my pocket, so I decided to go for it. Since I'm not a big fan of the cold, I wanted to take the course mid-summer and decided to take the course starting at the end of July. Fortunately, I do live in Östersund, so the paragliding center is located only a 30-minute drive away, following the European route E14 from Östersund towards Trondheim. Once you've reached Åre, you're only about 5 minutes away from your destination. There is a few different roads you can take to get there, but I find that these two are the easiest to remember. First option is to get off the road at Åre Kabinbana, continue down the road towards the lake, take a right, follow that road and you'll have Draklanda on your left. You can't miss it. The second option is to pass Åre Kabinbana and the main village. Go through the tunnel and take a left. Continue down the hill, take another left and you are there. Once there, we got right into it. We went through wind and weather, what the following days would look like, and if any of us had any earlier flying experience of any kind. And of course, we went through the gear we would use. We measured our weight and length so that we would get the best suited rig for our needs. The gear we got was then labeled with our names, and for the following week it was our responsibility to take care of and keep track of that gear. And since weather is weather, we would have to be ready to fly as soon as there was a window for it. After the introduction and fitting of the gear, we met outside for some balance exercises. This was to get a better feel for the gear and wing and practice getting the wing up into the air and holding it there. Of all the things we did during this week, balancing was probably the thing we did the most. And since the weather this week was on our side, the temperatures would at times reach 25 to 30 degrees plus. And I can tell you this, running around with all that gear in 30-degree heat is hard work. Day 2 started off cloudy, but the wind conditions looked promising, so we packed our gear and headed up the mountain for some hill glides. This was the first time any of us would actually leave the ground and fly, so our instructor put on his gear and showed us how to do it. Even though these flights only last for about 10 seconds and you won't get more than about 10 meters off the ground, we were all pretty nervous. The reason you do the hill glides is so that the instructors can see that you can handle the wing in the air and that you know what you're doing. We all got around 7 to 10 flights done before heading back to Draklanda again for some lunch and break time. And once we got back to Draklanda, the clouds had disappeared and the sun was once again shining. While waiting for good high altitude flying conditions, we passed the time by trying a bit of towing. Day 3 to 5 was mostly the same. We did some balancing when the weather was good and went through the books when it wasn't. However, now the weather was good enough for us to go flying for real, the moment we had all been waiting for. The weather was actually a little bit too calm, and at some starts we would have to stand around for about 30 minutes just waiting for that one gust of wind that could get us off the ground. And even when that gust came, it wasn't always enough for us beginners. And it didn't help that the hill we were running down was very bumpy, leading to some funny mishaps.
Open armarna upp! Oh.
Eventually though, that perfect moment came along, and I managed to get the wing up into the air. I ran as fast as I could and got airborne. It truly is an amazing feeling when you can feel the wind pick you up from the ground and everything below you gets smaller and smaller as you fly further away from the mountain. We all managed to get our student licenses in the end, and we are now allowed to fly as much as we possibly can, as long as there is an experienced pilot flying with us and preferably an instructor on the ground that can keep an eye on us. To be able to fly completely on your own in Sweden, you have to take a second course called Pilot 1, and hopefully this will be my next step as a paraglider.
I'm just
Relax, inflate, put it up, and then go, okay? Don't stay too long controlling. You have good wind action.
And if you or anyone you know might be interested in taking the course, I highly recommend that you visit Skysport's homepage at skysport.se. Here you can find all the information you would need regarding the course, tandem flights and contact information. The course costs 9,500 Swedish crowns, with an additional 200 Swedish crowns per high altitude flight that you do during the course. They have courses ranging all the way from early February to mid-October. Accommodation is also available if you would need it during your stay. Tandem flights is 1,800 Swedish crowns per flight, and if you want a flight with pictures and video included, that will cost you 2,200 Swedish crowns. You have to be at least 7 years old to do the tandems, and they have a weight limit of 135 kilos. And that will have to do for today, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on upcoming content. See you soon.